Big Mom. Big Mom in Wano. She. Oh, not in Wano. My bad. I already did that video. When she was in her prime. Let's go back 38 years ago. 30 to 40 years ago. 38 years ago. During the times with God Valley. This woman didn't have that many children. She might have had a few. But she was young. Looked goddamn good. Like, boy, I would fuck around with her. That type of good, boy. Not on some fucking weak looks or anything. And she wasn't weak at all. She was one of the Rock's pirates. She ran around with the likes of Golden Lion Shiki, Whitebeard, and Rock's D. Zebek. They weren't after the One Piece. She was after power because they were all after power. They heeded cost Rock's D. Zebek, one of the greatest pirates in One Piece history. He had plans to essentially take over the world. That was his fucking, goal. And he had the crew to do it. She was one of the members. Back then, Kaido wasn't as powerful as he was. She was more powerful than Kaido back then. She had her soul fruit. And she was running around God Valley fighting against people with that dough fruit. She survived the ordeal and then came to the conclusion that her ideal was, and that was kind of her downfall later on. And I said later on now, because during this time she was still powerful and shit. She didn't have all those children and shit. But after the Rocks pirates and shit, after that shit fell apart, and she gave the dough fruit to Kaido, the other one, the fish fruit model Hydra Dragon. She then escaped God Valley and created the Big Mom Pirates. She started popping out kids all the time, and then, they became her, children, and then she grew fat and old, and, because time waned down. But before that, she was actually cool on the fucking sidewalk. Or not on the sidewalk, but on the corner. In the One Piece world. So her strength was a 96. 97 for speed, and a 97 for durability. 97 for endurance, and a 90 for intelligence. 92 for experience, and a 97 for close skills. 97 for range skills, and a 92 for recoup. 97 for hacks, and overall power score of a 95.2. Her and Gear 5 Luffy in Wano Gear 5 Luffy would have a great fight, but Luffy would end up winning that bout. Just to let you know. Be cool on the corner.